Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris Omi and we are here today to start up a new series on Franchise Hockey Manager 6. I've randomized the team and it's an interesting one. It's not the Avalanche, but yeah, it's a team that needs help, a team that's in rebuild in my mind. A couple of good players. I really like a couple of their players, but they do need bad amounts of help right now. So before we jump in with exactly who it is and looking at that entire side of things, I want to sort of give a little heads up as to what this series is. It's going to be a little bit of a franchise mode, but we're not going super deep with it in places. I feel like we're better off just trying to get this team a single Stanley Cup. I'm not trying to put a dynasty. I'm not trying to put 5 on the board. This isn't a team that's built to win now. So I still think that'll be a 5-year season, 5-season challenge. That's kind of where I envision this being, to get into that position and to finally get lucky enough to win one. What I have done as well is I simulated the entire first season. So I went in, I picked the club, I created the general manager, I set things up to auto-sim as quick as possible, and about an hour and a half later from picking the team and setting things up and loading FHM, we're here at just after the Stanley Cup final. So we can run over the season that happened, who were the best players, who were the best teams, playoff picture, who won the Stanley Cup, etc., and then we'll run through a little bit of the idea about the team and a little bit about their history for those that don't know. If you don't know, shame on you, or you're new to hockey. That's all I can really say before the big reveal. But yeah, leave comments, suggestions in the comment section down below. Let me know if you like this format. Also, start giving me ideas for the next team you want to see, if there's anyone you think's interesting. I'm probably not going to do Colorado. We've done Colorado before. But yeah, throw out some names, some interesting teams. I'll do some research. I'm also going to do what I've done before and expand the league over the next 5 seasons to bring in the similar type of teams. Starting with Seattle. We'll be doing that in this video. So, as I say, let me know how you think this is going to go and how you think this format's going to work, what you think the next team up should be, and sit back, enjoy the ride. So, with that being said, we are taking the reins at a team that has not had much success in the last 20 to 30 years. I believe in the last 30 years, and that rules out some teams right there, but in the last 30 years, 3 decades, they have won a single Stanley Cup. However, they have 24. They are the number 1 all-time team. It's Les Canadiens de Montreal. The Montreal Canadiens. Wow. What a randomization to get the number 1 all-time winning most team in terms of championships. 24 Stanley Cups. All the way from 1915 to 1993. Not since then. They haven't won their conference since 93. They have never won a President's Trophy. The last divisions that they've won have been 2014-15 and 2016-17. Those 2 seasons. Not the one in between either. So, they're slowly starting to play well again after some really bad times. In real life, they do have some players I do like a lot. Jonathan Drouin is up there. Good left winger, point scorer. Could do something with him. They've also got players like Carey Price in goal, who I like. Nick Suzuki's a good young centre. Thomas Tatar, very decent player as well. And of course, on the back end, Captain Shea Weber. So, Yeah, they are one of the oldest North American sports teams. In fact, if I'm correct, and if Wikipedia is correct from a little bit of research, they're number 2 in terms of oldest North American sports franchises, behind the Arizona Cardinals, who used to be the Chicago Cardinals. So they were founded in Chicago and moved down to Arizona. They're the only predating team. 1909, 111 years on, we get the reins. It's all lining up. It's all lining up. So let's take a look then at what we've got going on. So 38, 40, and 4, 80 points on the season. You're not going to get much for that. You are not going to get much for that. We had a pretty bad season. Good thing is, we're going to be going into the draft in a couple of weeks, and we're going to have a good draft pick to start off with. So there's that. There is that. Let's take a little look at each division. So Toronto, big powerhouse in our division, 56 wins, 116 points. Boston, 54, 114. Buffalo, 48, 104. They're the powerhouse teams. For me, those are the powerhouses. Now, we got Detroit and Ottawa. So, you know, it's not all bad. We got 2 of the worst teams this year inside our own division in the Atlantic. But we've also got one of the best in Boston, one of my favorite up-and-coming teams in Buffalo, and the perennial overachieving, underachieving team of Toronto. So it's an interesting division. And then, are you going to discount the Lightning? Can you really discount them? They've got too many good players. Panthers, I mean, they're not as good at times, but they've got some pieces. They are building. So it's going to be interesting to see how we handle that. Islanders, 98 points, took the Metro. The Caps and the Penguins fell off a little bit, but made the playoffs. Columbus, Philadelphia, Devils not looking good down there. Arizona Coyotes, they win their division, 112. Edmonton, 107. Pretty decent season from Vancouver. The Kings really look bad, but they've got such a good young talent pool that, you know, that could definitely swing round in their favour. And then in the Central, the Avs win, 118 with 56 wins. I love seeing that. I love seeing that. Ahead of the Blues, Dallas in third with Chicago. Not really the strongest year, but dangerous teams. Chicago, Dallas, Nashville, all dangerous. Winnipeg, discount them at your, at your peril, excuse me. Minnesota, well, we can all laugh at Minnesota. We're used to it as Avalanche fans. Ooh, shots fired. Okay, so, and with that being said, I want to look at the league standings, because this will give us a good chance to see. So, 3, 6, 9, we are 10. So we should have a top 10 pick. We should have a top 10 pick then, basically. Okay, that's fine. You see the wild card there. Pittsburgh and Tampa sneak in. We're not that far out of it either. So while it's a top 10 pick and we didn't play well, we're also not a million miles away from the playoffs. And as you can see here, Colorado just absolutely dominated. 5 games, 5 games, 5 games. 6 games against Boston, but just, oh, I'm so happy that Colorado went and did that. Always like to see them win. I hope now, though, that is the last of their winning ways and we win every season. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Okay, we sorted now by player stats. 40 minimum games. Wins for Philip Grubauer. Great season for him. 40 plus as well for the Bluetooth. Frederick Anderson. Yeah. It's a pretty good year for him. It's a pretty good year. It's a very good year for Grubauer as well. I mean, yeah, okay. Ranta up into third. Ullmark, Binnington, and Tuukka Rask. Goal against average. Corey Crawford, 3.43. That is terrible. Wow. Hope Chicago had a better goalie than him this year, but Tuukka Rask, 215, that is filthy. Koskinen and Gruber, 2.29, that's very, very good right there. Save percentage, yeah, Rask, Gruber, John Gibson. David Rittich, that's not bad there. 920. Shutouts, Frederick, the Bluetooth himself again. Antiranta and Tuukka Rask, very, very decent. Okay, on to the player stats. Game rating. Connor McDavid is going to win this quite often. He's so young, he's so good, and he's been so good for so long. It's terrifying to think that we have another decade or more, perhaps 15 years of Connor McDavid. If Ovi's not slowing down, if someone like Crosby isn't slowing down, if other players like from years past haven't slowed down, I don't see why he would. I don't think his game is built in a way where he really relies on speed. It's more the speed of thought, quick hands, good shot, great hockey senses, not really just pure physicality. Although that is like the game-changing, game-breaking aspect, is that he can do all that while skating at a ridiculous speed, so no one else can think as quickly as him or react as quickly as him. So, while there might be a drop-off, I still think we might even get another 15 years of McDavid at his best. Terrifying thought if you're not an Edmonton fan. If you are an Edmonton fan, I apologize. On behalf of the entire league and other fan bases, I apologize. You've got the best player in the game today. Possibly by the time he's done, one of the best of all time. But you still got that team that's been badly mishandled despite all those first overall picks. So you can't have everything. But you do have Draisaitl, you do have McDavid, you do have a few other pieces. It's slowly starting to come around. We just want to wipe out the last 10 years or so. Possibly. That might make things a lot better. But yeah, he's absolutely phenomenal. Crosby still putting it out there, high level. Thomas Chabot, also 23. New, rookie, young. You know, I still put him in that kind of rookie category for the first 2 or 3 years. Maybe doesn't have top potential, but if he plays with an 81 game rating, you're going to see that from him. And Anze Kopitar up there as well. Barzal, Hall, McKinnon, Larkin there as well for Detroit. So a couple of the lower ranked teams getting a good player in. Pretty decent. Marchand and Torrey Kruger in there as well. Quinn Hughes, Elias Pettersson. Those two are going to be key for Vancouver moving forward. Okay. Face-off percent. Who actually took a lot of face-offs? We can't tell that quite from here. Face-offs. Nope. Really? Is it an advanced? Nope. Okay, we're not going to look at face-offs then. In that case, shot percentage. Wow. I mean, to be fair, Jeff Carter, he's done well. That's really a good bounce-back season for him, honestly. And then we got Austin Matthews, of course. Again, another young guy. He could dominate the league. Very high shot percentage there from him. Game-winning goals, 10 from DeBrusk, from Draisaitl, and from Radulov. Shorties. You got points from Pajot. Goals from Pajot. Miller, Heinen, and Giordano. Power play points. Dubois and Pettersson with 35. Power play goals, 22 from Matthews. Tarasenko, 21. And over half of Jeff's goals come from power play. Yeah, we can see that. Him and Anze Kopitar, kind of the old guard with LA. They got such a good young group, though. Very interesting. Okay, plus minus. Wow. Wow. Okay. Hey, I mean, moving to Edmonton's done good things for you as well. Andreas Athanasiou, I think it's perhaps pronounced. Yeah, not a bad player, but moving from Detroit. Like, okay, plus minus goes way up. Other stats go down, but then again, that's to be expected. But perhaps he's found a good place on that team. Does lead the way. Brad Marchand, Nate McKinnon, Dave Pastrnak. Expect to see those up there. And McDavid's there, Giordano's there. A lot of Colorado players up here. There's a lot of Toronto players in here as well. Points, Nate McKinnon, 113. Brad Marchand, 111. Ovi with 110. 101 McDavid, 100 from Panarin, Crosby, and Kuznetsov. 12 games less than he could have played for Austin Matthews, still 97. Also, 4 less for Rantanen, 95. Pastrnak, a few less there. Tavares, 3 less there. I mean, they could all maybe have hit 100. There's so many 100 points people. Top assists, Kuznetsov and Nate McKinnon. Just ahead of McDavid. Goals, 50 plus. Brad Marchand with 50. Dave Pastrnak, 11 games to spare, 51. 12 games back is Matthews with 53. And Ovi hits 57. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just how can he keep going? Unbelievable. That's mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. But yeah, we're seeing some good players come through. We're seeing some young players come through, but the older players are really, really stepping up. Even Jake. Wow. Jake Ansel, I didn't think he'd be up there, honestly, as a 40 goal scorer. Like, Pittsburgh has a single 40 goal scorer. It's not Crosby. Crosby's getting assists. Victor Arvidsson, like, that's not bad. It's really not bad. Okay. Team stats. Goals. Detroit needs goals. Detroit needs goals badly. Anaheim not far behind. Everyone else is above 2.5. Canadiens, 2.95. That's not bad. 12th in the league. Room to improve. We got to catch big teams. Caps, Bruins, and the dreaded Maple Leafs. That battle for Canada. Goal against. Islanders are shut down. Oilers, and then two of the finalists, the two finalists, Bruins and Avalanche, shut teams down. St. Louis Blues are also a 2.5 team. 3.2 goals. I mean, it's easy to see. We need a better goaltender and or defense just from looking at these stats. Goals look okay. The goals against look terrible. Detroit are only slightly worse than us. The Golden Knights are worse than us. Minnesota's worse than us. And Chicago's worse than us. So, like, that's not company you really want to be in. I mean, I know they got Thomas Chabot, but, like, Sens shouldn't be better than us. Devils shouldn't be better than us. Rangers. Winnipeg haven't got defensemen. They shouldn't be better. Shots per game. We're not getting shots either. Maple Leafs are. That's why they're scoring. Detroit aren't. That's why they're not. Shots against. Oh, my God. Yeah, us and the Senators are kind of doing a decent job, really, with that amount of shots per game. Honestly, that's like 90% save ratings. Yeah, okay, that's terrifying. We're okay on face-offs. We're blocking shots. We're not too many, though. We're not really a hitting team. We're not a takeaway team, but that doesn't really matter if you're good enough. Like, Colorado won the Stanley Cup on 409 takeaways. They didn't give away the puck that much either, though. And again, we did. So, yeah, we're going to have some issues here. we are going to have some issues here. Let's go and see what we're working with then. Carey Price, 7 years, at 32 years of age, 10.5 million. All our money's going into a goaltender that I would say might make it into the top 10 in the league. Might. So you only got a top third goaltender. Maybe a B goaltender, not even like an A-rated goaltender for me. Now, he played well, he did well, that's fine. But 7 years, he's going to be 39 years of age at 10.5 million. Oh, this is going to take some work, guys. This is going to take some work. Probably our best player. Yeah, best player for now. Okay. Now, Lindgren's not going to do much. Decent backup. Sherrod can go. Kulak's decent backup. Victor Mete, not a bad player. Was it Victor Mete? I'm not sure. But a very decent player. Love that defensive grade there of 80. So, yeah, he's ready to step up. Shea Weber's, of course, good. And so is Jeff Petrie. But yeah, 32, 34. Ule, backup, 4-lane backup. So really, like Ule can be bottom 3 with maybe, say, Ule. Petrie and Weber will be the top pairing and they're not that good. And they're only going to get worse. Same as Carey Price. Victor Mete is the only guy at the back end who we can really build with. So maybe we draft defenseman. Maybe we draft early defenseman. Let me know your thoughts of that in the comment section below. We will be going into the draft though and doing that in this video hopefully. So let me know though if you agree or disagree with how I'm seeing this team. Like third, fourth liners, they're okay. Second liners, Thomas Tatar, Jonathan Drouin. Yeah, that's decent. Probably going to want to switch one of those. No, we're not going to switch one of those, are we? We're really not going to switch one of those. Okay. Nick Suzuki on the right. I can see long-term where they're going. I can see that. I was going to put Suzuki in and then bring one of these guys over, but no. I mean, that's decent, but it's not good. It's decent, but it's not good. Now, centers, like, we got 4 second liners here. In my mind, that's what they all are. They're all second liners. Maybe third liners, depending. Maybe I push those out and we go and get better players that we can bring through. Yeah, maybe. I mean, Max Domi as like your first line center. I'm not sure I love that. Kotkaniemi, I'm happy long term, especially, but I'm happy with him in the second. Fino Dalot, I don't know what to do with those guys. Like I said, I could just bring Nick Suzuki in and push him. Yeah, I could play Nick Suzuki as our first line center, Kotkaniemi as second line center, and then have Gallagher, Drouin, Tatar, and Max Domi as our first and second line wingers in some variation. That might work for me. That might work for me. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not entirely sure that I really like this, but I think it does work. Do I want you on your... Oh, who do I want on there? On the other side. Drouin? Drouin on the top line with Max Domi. And that would allow Thomas Tatar's physicality to be on that second line. I mean, if we go all out attack, Jonathan Drouin makes a better first liner. I mean, saying this, we're going to be hiring a coach to take over the team. But for me right now, I'd say Nick Suzuki, first line center. On the right, we'll have Drouin. On the left, we'll have Max Domi. Second line would be Kotkaniemi with Tatar and Gallagher. And that's a decent top six. That's actually a decent top six. And then one Ovil or Danault on the third line, the other one on the wings somewhere, probably as a left winger. So I would play Real as our third line left wing with Danault and Byron Armia, or a replacement guy we bring in. And then we just need someone for the fourth line. Fourth line center. I mean, for now it's you. You're a placeholder. But there we go. I think that's a more balanced offense. But yeah, young defenseman. And then if we can improve the wings and if we can somehow trade away Carey Price, I'll be happy. I think that's my starting setup here. I think that's my starting setup. And okay, so yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to want most of these back here on the 1-year deals. Max Domi, we probably do. We probably need to make a move there. Vice we can let go. That frees up some room. Hurden, we can free up him. They're all good backup, but I mean, I don't know about their salaries. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think of some of these players going into the season. And, yeah, maybe at the trade deadline we'll make some moves if we're looking like we'll hit the playoffs. Or maybe we'll stack some draft picks if we look like not. But so far, you can see the goaltending's actually not too bad. It's just overpaid. It's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. But it's playing at an okay level. So, considering we're not at the cap, we don't need to shift that unless we want to make big moves. But first season, that did okay. Defense, right defenseman did absolutely nothing, including Shea Weber. Again, 34, 7 years, 8 million basically. Like, that's not a good contract at all. He's the captain, but that's not a good contract. 2 years, 5.5 for Jeff Petrie. That's a much better contract. Again, though, he did nothing. At least we had a little bit of defense from Kulak. Shiro looked okay. And Mete looked really decent. So if we can find a future partner for him, we can slowly start getting defense sorted out. And then, like I say, we've looked through this and, you know, Max Domi, Nick Suzuki, and Byron look to be decent sort of forecheckers at least. Then we got some decent offensive guys. Overall, Max Domi is the guy. Nick Suzuki, Thomas Tatar, they're producing for us. So the guys on the bigger contracts are okay. Like Armia, 2.6 million. He didn't do anything. Everybody else here contributed a little bit on offense at least. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So maybe Armia doesn't make it, or maybe we hope for a better season. Maybe he gets pushed down the order a little bit and we don't have to worry about him as much. But yeah, I mean, Byron looks like he could be a decent fourth liner with that kind of defensive capabilities. Okay. Can I just... I like sort of even numbers in my position. So 5 and 5 on the wings, 4 down the center, 1-4 and 1-3 in defense. Yeah. So at least we know we've got the right numbers in. The ability at the moment, the top guys 32 are not going to improve. Nick Suzuki will get better and will become a star. So we're building around Nick. Gallagher should be here for the entire run. That's 5 years. He should be okay for that. Max Domi should be here for that. Shea Weber will be gone. So Carey Price, Shea Weber, they've defined this franchise a little bit over the last couple of years. They're probably going to be gone. Jonathan Drouin brought in, done good job. He should make it as well. So we've got pieces. Like, we've got our first line in here. We definitely have our first line. We have Tatar and Gallagher probably surviving the 5-year process as well. Maybe Danault as well. But yeah, defense. Okay. So I've got a plan now going into the future. Let me know what you think about that, and let's get on towards the draft. Okay, we got some staff which are out of contract. I mean, I really don't know these guys at all. Looks like we got a decent goalie coach. Okay. Decent again. Yeah, okay. Another goalie coach who can't do much, but you're actually a scout. Okay, who are you? You're another scout. Oh, you're terrible. Definitely going to reject him. Another scout that's pretty terrible. Let's get rid of him. Rob Ramage. Why do I know that name? I don't know. Looks like a defense coach. And again, that looks pretty good to me, actually. Could be a skills coach. Didn't mean to click there. Scout doesn't look amazing. Coutremanche, I'm afraid. Nope. Vincent Belrose. Yeah, not the best scouting in the world, it seems. I might just get these guys back on the shortest contracts, and we'll actually see over the course of the year if we want to replace them or not. So they didn't look too bad. They honestly did not look too bad. We're going to have a look at our actual staff here, though. So good, very good, some very goods. Yeah, I'm okay with who we've got right now. Let's see, training. So Kirk Mueller, we improve there. And then defensive. Who have we got at the moment? Luke Richardson. Do I want defensive skills or do I want prospects? I mean, I think that's the choice between the two of them there. That would be the choice between the two of them. Offensive, I think we've got the best guy in there. And let's face it, he could do absolutely everything. So he could easily slide across and become a defensive coach. And that would allow us to bring somebody else in on the offense if we can't find a good defensive. I'm okay with that. And then goalie coach, we've got our guy in there. We can definitely get better coaches. That's okay. That's 100% okay. We're paying me way too much money. We are desperate. I mean, yeah. Jeff, we are desperate. We are desperate. I know that's your patience, but that's the organization. Desperate for a win. I'm desperate to get off to a good start. Like, desperation is all over this. Very low confidence in your GM you just hired. Well, Cheers, dears. Cheers. Yeah. I don't think we need to look into that anymore. That's just the way it's going to be. What we should look at... Yeah, depth charts. I knew there'd be something. Cole Caulfield, that's who we got. That's who we've got. Okay. So we got Cole Caulfield coming through, which I really like. We got Cam Hills coming through, could possibly come in and play fourth liner. If he gets up to 1.5 star, I'm going to give him a shot. Josh Brook can get called up in defense. McShane can get called up as well. Cole maybe not yet, depends if he gains. Jaden Struble could come up. Fairbrother could come up. Okay, so we got a couple of decent defensive prospects. Couple of decent ones. And then we got forwards. Probably a backup goalie. Yeah, I still think I want to go goaltender at some point. If there's a good goalie out there, I might go goaltender. But yeah, I think defensive first, then look for a forward or two and a goalie as well. We got 4 picks in the first 2 rounds. We got 2 third-rounders, 2 fourth-rounders. I had no idea we had all these picks. This is going to be an amazing draft. Love it. Okay. Happy days. There we go. I haven't deleted a single news item. I'm going to go through them. But only responding to the ones that I need to right now. We're going to go up to the draft. But we've got a lot of picks. And that makes me a very happy boy. So, yeah, I'm thinking if there's a top-end defenseman on the board or an offensive talent I just can't ignore, we'll be moving in that direction. But possibly third round. We got 2 of those, maybe fourth round. If there's a goalie prospect I think could be good, we might make a move there. Because goalie prospects, they're not really easy to find. So unless there's an ungodly one high up in the draft we can steal, it'll probably be towards those middle rounds I will look to do things. So, okay, let's head to the draft and see what we've got. So we will be 10th. Yes. No, we're 11th. Ouch. Ouch. Really? I was really hoping for a top 10 pick. But then again, I don't think it matters. Lafreniere's great. Raymond's great. Holtz, Byfield. I mean, Stutzel as well. There's 5. I mean, Askarov is there. If Askarov fell to 10, do we pull the trigger? Do we pull the trigger? Not if Theo Rocher is there. I love Theo. But they both might be in play as well as any defenseman we want. I'm really not sure about Barron. Or Drysdale, maybe Fody. I don't know. I guess we see what comes up. At the end of the day, I guess we'll just see what comes up. Alexis Lafreniere, number 1 overall to the Anaheim Ducks. Number 2 overall should be Quinton Byfield. It's Lucas Raymond out to the Vegas Golden Knight. Okay, I like Raymond. I like him a lot. Didn't expect that. Byfield falls to 3 to Detroit. Fills a big need there. Big need for more offense. Number 4. Minnesota went tie. Okay. I can't say I agree on that. I think he'll be a good player, but you got a top 4 pick and you... Ooh, I don't know. You leave Holtz on the board? Stutzel, if you need a goalie, you leave Askarov on the board? Rocher? I mean, all those 4, I think, would be better picks than Ty. Oh, Kings are stacked. The Kings are stacked with young prospects. They're going to come good at some point. They had Alexander Holtz. That is a killer pick for them. Ottawa, they need help as well. They got Tim Stützle. Philly, Cole Perfetti, not a bad player. Columbus got Dylan Holloway. Winnipeg got Justin Barron. First defenseman off the board at 9. Didn't think any would go in the top 10, and the Devils take Drysdale. Okay, so the top 2 defensemen are off. Fordy's a 4-star. Could be good, probably an offensive defenseman. And we got Tyler Clevin, who's more defensive defenseman. I like those a little bit. Sanderson, he's 17, he's good, but I mean, you're starting to see the drop off. Maybe I go defense in round 2. Maybe I go defense in round 2. Oh, my big issue here. Okay, we didn't scout him, but I know Theo's a beast. I love Theo. We need a young goalie. Won't come good right now, but we need a young goalie. And Askarov could be that guy. Lundell, again, could be really good. Borg, Pettersson, Gushin. Where would you go with this pick? I'm going to scroll down a little bit so you can see all the players that are kind of acceptable risks, 3.5 or above. It's a bit high up for 3.5, but these are the guys on the board. And also, it gives you an idea with second round picks. We've got 3 of them. We might still be in this range of a Caden Gould, for example. That could be a good pick. Could be a Quinn pick as well. I kind of like him. A Coyle, I like him as well. A little bit easier to project a starter in year 1 or year 2. McLennan is there. Marco Rossi might be there in the second round as well. I don't know. But have your say in the comment section. Who would you go after in that second round? And who would you go after with the board as it is? I'm not going to lie. I was probably going to go for Drysdale. If Holtz had fallen, then Holtz-Rocher is a very interesting conversation for me. But I thought defense would be best, and Drysdale was the guy. Can I pass on Askarov? Oh, this is tough. This is tough. This is tough. I kind of want 3 picks here. I'm not going to go after Theo. I've done that too much. Yeah, no, I've done that too much. Okay. I think my top goalie on the board is Askarov. Let's add him to the draft list. I think my top defenseman, I'd rather go defense, so I think that puts Clevin up there. And I'm really tempted with someone like a Gushin, but I don't know, Mercer's got availability. There's so many good players. Like, there's so many good offensive players. I think Peterson's raw, but he still could be the best long term. So I'm like, Maverick would be way better now, but .6'4", solid, so raw, still hasn't come into himself yet. Other players have got their positions kind of picked out. I think honestly I'd be intrigued by someone 6'4", 218, 18 years of age, and easily sort of sculpted. But there's so many good forwards, I don't know if I want to go that way. I just don't think I can pass. I don't think I can pass on Askarov. I just can't do it, guys. I cannot do it. That solves such a big problem long term for us. Hopefully by year 3, he's ready to go and take over as starter. Maybe this year, next year, he's ready to take over as backup. Yeah. Yeah, build from the back. Build from the back. I kind of want to go trade and move some picks up. Oh, there's Dylan Peterson. Was that the right pick for me? That might have been the right pick for me if he went right afterwards. I hate when it does that. Seth Jarvis, I had no interest. Connor Lewis, no interest right now. Lundell. Fody's off the board. I think that's the best offensive defenseman that was there. Do I trade up? I think I go a few more, and if Cleven's still on the board, do I trade up? Oh, I was waiting till 20. He goes 19. Pedersen and Cleven. Theo's still there. Now, Theo's not going to be amazing. Marco Rossi's another one I like, similar kind of player. Now, my issue is defenseman. I'm not really sure kind of how this all goes. Gushin goes 20. Jake Sanderson's gone. Bordelot. Perrault. Like, Theo Rocher is slipping. Marco Rossi is still there. We got Maverick Borko, and I quite like Bork as well. He looked good. Strangers. Poirier, there goes another defenseman. Marco Rossi goes off the board in the first. 27th, he goes off the board. Oh, look at that. Kings coming up, double dipping. Yeah, they're getting much better for the future. Oh, they're going to end up with Theo, aren't they? Are they? We don't want that. Shabanov. Oilers take Leighton Moore. Anaheim get Brendan Brisson. Is Theo Rocher falling out the first round? Or does he go to the champions, the Colorado Avalanche, with the 31st pick? No. Henrix Lapierre. Okay. That's your first round. Theo's on the board. He won't be while we get there. He goes to the Kings. And they get a goaltender. They get Comesso. Okay. I don't think that was a great pick. But I don't know that much about him. Honestly, if we have a look. There we go. If we have a look, I mean, he's decent. I don't think he's worthy of that pick. I'm not sure what else they would have gone. Caden Gould also off the board just before us. And Emile Andre, not a player I knew, but still, oh my God. Okay. Ponomarev is up there. Unscouted but potential 4-star player. Safer pick would be someone like a Will Coyle here, I feel. I mean, there's another goaltender. We could always take a look at Grans. Is Grans my pick here? And then we see who lasts 4 or 5. Okay. And then we're down at 57. We've got to wait 10 more picks. Okay, then. Again, I mean, I don't like going Russian. But he's got to be the best player there. I'm tempted to gamble on someone like Grant. I think Porno's the pick. Like, I think the value at 11 was Askarov. The value at 41 is Porno, surely. Surely. Oh, Rourke went. That was someone I was actually looking at here as well. Okay, Grant still might be the guy. Will Coyle's gone. Jack Quinn's gone. Rourke's gone. Okay, so we got Grant. Walland might not be bad. Rafkin might not be bad. We got a couple more Russians. I mean, we got a couple more Russians. Oh, we're all European here apart from Holiday. You can never have too many goalies. He says joking, but kind of liking what he's seeing from a 17-year-old. If Askarov pans out, Bednar could easily be his number 2. That could be a very, very nice 1-2 punch. If not, I'm sure that we'll get a good pick back for Bednar in some kind of trade. 17-year-old, 3.5-star potential. That's what the league sees him as. Okay. Good play, be a fringe player right now. Intangibles, but he's not really. So he needs to be developed. Okay, I think he might be more a sign and trade kind of guy. I think goalies are going to go off the board. I think I'm going to pick Bednar. 2 goalies in the first 3 picks for the team. Yeah. You can hate it, you can like it, but it's done. Okay. And a falling player like Ponomaryov as well. Okay, so where were we? So, Garand went next, another goalie went next. Keane, Grants did go. That's not too bad. We still got some defensemen I like. I don't think we need offense as much. I think defense is tough to find. Goalies are super tough to find. Offense sometimes slips into free agency. We can make a move somewhere there. So I'm not too mad at that. Top defenseman on the board is Rafkin. Ooh. Or Wallander. Not much better, maybe. Okay, let's take a look. What type of guy are you? Shut down, crease clearing. That's kind of what I want. I want that defense. I want that defensive defenseman. Good puck handling, though. Good shooting range, so decent passing, but he's still a shutdown guy. Okay. I mean, I don't hate that. I really don't hate that. On Wallander. You're younger, slightly better. You're a stay-at-home two-way defenseman. I really want more of a... No, I don't know. Again, kind of good at both. I think he's more a two-way guy, whereas Rafkin, I think, is more of a shutdown kind of guy. He's not as good. But the role I see him playing is much, much better. than one Wallander plays. If Wallander comes back up, we might take him as well. I like them both a lot. But Ruben Rafkin, I think I have to do that. Yeah, Wallander's gone. I thought he would do, but he almost lasted twist. It's the Kings. The Kings are taking my players. Pitlick's finally gone. 3 goalies in a row go. Guzda, Dawes, and Lemieux. It's measured. Malik's gone. Okay. Putio, Comio. Okay. Ooh. I mean, Reichel might be okay. Hovinen might be okay. Kind of liking Reichel right now. So look at Gutik. Looks solid. Kuznetsov is a good name. If he plays anything like his name's sake, we'll be good there. Atashevsky. Okay, really doesn't look ready right now. Do I just go for a Lucas Reichel here? Offensive, team player, decent physicals, counter-attack, playmaker, Gretzky's off. I like all those. He looks raw, but he looks okay. Playmaking. Pretty clean, fringe player, good. I mean, I don't think there's a real good option right now, so I think I'm just going to go for Reichel. And then come back around to our next pick at 90. Hovinen still there. I was really tempted with Hovinen. I can't lie. I was really tempted with Hovinen. 25 points, a point every other game, which would put him on 41 in the NHL. The SML's not a bad league. Like, that's fairly impressive. Good tick as well, though. I think we've had enough Russians. I don't think Sopa's my guy. I've got a bunch of Russians. I got Sopa. I got Hovinen on board. I was almost picking Hovinen last time. I think I pick him this time. But these players are still here. Sopa put up 71 points in the OHL. 101. I don't think I can ignore that production. I don't think I can ignore that production. 21 points. Are you an offensive defenseman? Are you an offensive defenseman? Oh. Bring in another Finn. Defensive read still good. Still solid. Still an all-round kind of guy. Topi Nimlea. Okay, we're back. I sneezed. I scared the kitten. We got a new kitten here, rescue. But it's still uncertain. Does well with a lot of noises. Does not like sneezes or coughs. So that went and hid, sadly. Was sleeping. And I accidentally ended the recording. So we're back now. I was saying Topi isn't bad. I don't know where else I can go on defense because there's really like nobody else around. Shakir Mukhammadulin. That's about as good as we're going to get in that pronunciation. there ain't much more on that one. Again, though, looks decent. Kind of an all-round kind of guy. Two-way. solid. Nothing special, though. And then what we down to? Prokop. I don't know. I don't think there's a defenseman that grabs me here. Hunt. Seems really weak on the defensive side. We're down to 2-star players there. Okay. Which way are we going to go? We're just going to go for one of the other Russians. I mean, we might. Oh, my God. Are we just going, like, full Russian almost on this draft? I mean, I like him better. I mean, it's not like saying that I like him at all that much. I mean, you put up points. You did put up points. Nick Wong. Okay. I mean, again, it's a lot of offense and nothing else. And we've kind of got that already. I don't really want to bring that in so much. And why is my... Oh. When I sneeze, I must have moved the game up by accident. 1 second. Let me fix this. Okay, I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's a lot more central than it just was. But yeah, no, I like the acceleration. Puck handling. He can probably bring it out to the defensive end. He can probably do a decent job to set someone up. He's not bad. He's a little weak defensively, but he could be a decent breakout kind of guy. Honestly, there's not much else here. I can't lie. Unless Gabriel Denis, like, grabs me here. Yeah, I don't think he does. Not really. Sunni. Some nice things, but no. Edmonds, no. And Pashin, another Russian. Oh, okay, he looks interesting. Not amazing, but interesting. I mean, Delmont's out for 2 weeks. Is he dropping because of that? Because he could be decent. Again, I don't think he's the best in the world, but just like purely offensive defenseman. Maybe you look at him in the next pick. I think I just got to go Wong. You can't go wrong picking Nick Wong. Not at this stage, 4th round. What have we got left? Delmont is indeed there. Anybody else? Anybody else? Not really. Don't know if that's a good move or not. Jump up into round 6 and... Did anyone put up points? Did anybody really put up points? Since we're on offense, it doesn't seem like we got any defense here at all. Who put up points? He didn't do too bad, but I mean... Yeah, you didn't do too bad either. The US Hockey League seems to be doing okay. CL, what? That's just the Czech League? Is that the top Czech League? I don't know. Hayden Fowler put up points in the OHL. USHL. Oh, and there's the Czech League, which I don't know how good it is, but he might be decent. Okay. Don't think a world beater. Could become a second line center, probably a third liner. He's got physicality. He hasn't really got defensive stats. He's a goal scorer. Third line scoring forward. I mean, it kind of works. It does kind of work. I think probably has the most trade value if I'm being cynical. Okay. And Montreal has a couple of sevenths, so we're just going to go... I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to do that. I might be tempted to do that. Probably not. Possibly. Probably not. Chlubna. And tennis, I guess. There we go. That is the draft. It took a while, but it's, hey, where it was going to go. The final pick, Mr. Irrelevant, Henry Wilder. Goalie, New England High School. And he is going to go off to college, but maybe develop into something for Colorado. Probably not. I don't know. I think we took some risks. We did what we had to do. Like Askarov and Bednar, I think we got a 1-2 punch there in terms of goaltending. Which means a lot of these goalies we can kind of trade away. We keep Primo. We trade away Kincaid and McNiven. We could trade away Lindgren. Ride Price out until Askarov's ready to take over. That gives us 3 good goaltenders there. And Dishaw, who might be something okay. And yeah, Vasily, like, again, could just turn out to be a good prospect there. Some of the rest of these guys, I don't know. Rafkin would be decent. Reichel could be decent. Hirvonen could be decent. We managed to pick those up. Sopa as well. Another young winger. We've already got quite a lot. Romanov is decent there, as is Norlinder. So we're kind of solid across the board. We are kind of solid across the board. I'm not sure how well our draft went. You can let me know in the comment section down below. Looks like we've got quite a few draft picks next season as well, actually. A first, a second, 2/3, 3/4, 3/5, and a 6. We go home early. I'm probably going to trade away that 6th, maybe all the 5ths as well. And then we still have 7 draft picks, but we're done by round 4, you know? Quality over quantity. So maybe we'll start moving some of these back-end picks out. That might be a good idea. 2022. Looks like we got 2 7s. Maybe we trade both those away. And if it makes sense, of course. But yeah, I think we got pieces we can trade. So let me know who you want us to keep, who you think we should get rid of, how you think that draft went, who I left on the board I shouldn't have, and who I took risks on. Let me know. We'll get back to this, though. But interesting start. Rebuilding the Canadiens, trying to get that 25th Stanley Cup, and overthrowing my beloved Colorado Avalanche, who are the number 1 team in hockey at the end of Season 1. So let me know how things went. And just before we go, we're going to put this up. How good do you think we are right now in terms of prospect pool. Who's going to make it? Who can I call up this season? Looks like a couple of defensemen. So 3 defensemen, 3 left defensemen, and 3 centers. And a left wing might be good enough, another center, but probably they're not good enough. So, yeah. Hey, there's a lot going on here. I'll join you for the next one to see how we do it, but oh boy, we've got work to do. We've got work to do. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate the support. Long video to start, and we'll start chopping down the size a little bit as we move on. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you haven't, and I'll see you next time. Till then, take care.